my name is Bert De Mot, and I'm one of the co-founders of Oxylum. Oxylum is basically a company that wants to address the CO2 problem that we are currently seeing in our society. So basically, the problem is a little bit two-sided. So on the one side, you have companies that are now producing CO2 and that have to emit this CO2 into the atmosphere. And due to European regulations, they are now forced to start capturing the CO2. But after capturing this CO2, there is not really a solution for these companies to do something with the CO2. So they can only store it, which costs a lot of money. And so they want an economical alternative to do something with the CO2 that they capture. And on the other side, there are also companies that now need certain feedstocks for their processes, certain carbon-based feedstocks. And these feedstocks today very often are fossil-based. And of course, these companies want to go towards a renewable path, a renewable future, and they don't want to use these fossil feedstocks anymore. But today, there are not always the right alternatives, the right sustainable alternatives for these carbon-based feedstocks. And so basically with Oxylum, we want to address these two problems at once. So we want to give companies an opportunity to use their CO2. So we build technology with in which we can use electricity to convert CO2 into useful feedstocks. And thereby, so on the one side, we give companies an opportunity to do something with their CO2, but also on the other side, we give companies that need carbon-based feedstocks a sustainable alternative based on CO2. And by doing that, we basically go from a linear carbon economy to a circular carbon economy. That's a very good question. So basically what we noticed as a startup right from the start is that it's very difficult to do something by yourself, and that there are a lot of other startup companies, a lot of other small companies in the same situation, and that you can learn a lot from each other, and that things that you have done can help other companies, and the other way around. So other companies have done already things that we can learn from, and so we saw that by coming together in a group in the ecosystem, that you can get a lot of help from each other. And also what we really like about the InQbet campus is that there are also the bigger companies represented, because they have their own value, and that really the fact that it's an ecosystem with both small companies, startup companies, and the bigger companies is what makes it interesting for us. What would be the most important for us is collaborations with the bigger companies, because we want to validate the products that we make, and so we want to see, okay, the products that we make, can they actually be used by the bigger corporations? Is there a market for our products? And also, is there an interest? Because maybe not all companies are interested already in the sustainable alternatives. So basically, what we want to do is work together with the bigger corporations and validate our business case, see if there is interest, see if there is market traction, and see if there are any applications that they are looking to use our products in.